Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to this live Q&A. Welcome to this live Q&A session on the power of Excel. So please feel free to ask any questions that you have, and we'll have some good questions and polls during the session. I think some people are still joining in. So, all right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We try and join once again. I'm not able to see anybody right now. All right, it's 11:05, and so please feel free to ask questions if you are there. If you're watching this video, the purpose is to interact with my audience and to take up any questions that they might have, and also check their awareness about different functions in Microsoft Excel. So anybody having questions or wants to have some inputs for the channel as such, or want to share something from your day-to-day lives with regards to Microsoft Excel, please feel free to join in and ask uh, questions, which is the basic objective of having this particular session, which has been organized today. So, is anyone having questions? Please. So, yes, Yashika Gupta, conditional formatting of, unfortunately, we can't share screens right now, but I'll just give you a brief about what is conditional formatting and why and where we can use this. So, conditional formatting is basically a method to format data based on certain conditions. So, for example, I'll give you a very good example from the academics. So, for example, let's say I have a list of marks of, let's say, 50 odd students, and somebody tells me that, okay, please tell me which are the top 10 performing students out of these 50. In case I want to do that, and let's say I want to do it consistently over different evaluations that might occur in a semester, I can easily make use of conditional formatting to format and highlight my data in such a way that I'm able to highlight the top 10 students in that particular group. Similarly, if talk about from an organization perspective, so if you want to rate performance of people, and you want to find out which are the topmost performing people in your organization and which are the least performing people in your organization in terms of some scales or something which you have, some data you have, might be on different skill data on the basis of certain skill sets, soft skills, communication skills, presentation skills, technical skills, analytical skills. So let's say you have some data and you want to highlight the people who are performing the best. You want to give them some kind of incentive, some kind of a promotion. Or let's say you want to find out who are the bottom performing students or bottom performing employees in that particular group. Then we can make use of conditional formatting to format data based on those specific conditions. So this conditional formatting is available on the home tab of your Excel workbook, and there are different options by which you can format data. Let's say you want to format data based on a particular value. Let's say you want to find out, highlight students who are present on a particular day. So I can do that with the help of highlighting on the basis of a value. Or let's say I want to highlight all students who have scored marks greater than 70, 70, right? Then again, I can do a condition, make a condition where I'll say that wherever the marks are greater than 70, I should be able to format my data on the basis of that particular condition. That is conditional formatting. Another possible option could be, let's say, want to highlight the top 50% of the students. So again, you can make use of conditional formatting to highlight those specific people or records or whatever you have. Or let's say you want to say that, okay, who are the average performing students in my class? If I want to get that. So again, we can make use of conditional formatting to see people who are average, who are below average, who are above average. And so that is conditional formatting. That is one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at conditional formatting is in case you want to apply some kind of a formula to check whether there are some people who fall in a particular bracket. So, for example, if you want to check if how many people have, let's say, scores between 30 and 50, for example, if I want to check that. There are other methods of doing it, but I can also use a formula where I can say that, okay, wherever the marks are greater than 30 and less than 50, I should be able to highlight those specific cells or those records. Beauty of conditional formatting is you can highlight specific cells, specific columns, or even the complete record also. So both ways you can go and do conditional formatting, which is actually very useful, and especially in organization where you need to manage performance. Wherever you are talking about performance management, organizations, academics, you talk about any specific, let's say, uh, scenario where performance is going to be managed, for example, in terms of your how much sales you have done. So if you want to manage the sales of your sales executives and you want to manage their performance and you want to give them incentives on the basis of that, then you can make use of conditional formatting to format cells. And the best part is, as already told before, also, and you might be knowing as well, so most of this conditional formatting uh, is will change automatically as and when your data changes. So you don't need to reapply that particular formula or reapply that conditional formatting on that particular column uh, in case your data changes. So it is done automatically, right? So that happens. That is what is conditional formatting. There are multiple ways of doing it. I can go on and on and on for conditional formatting, but that is a very brief. So wherever you want to manage performance or monitor performance of people, uh, maybe in terms of highlighting top performing, bottom performing, middle performing, average performing people, students, or you want to highlight cells in inventory management, for example. You want to highlight cells where the inventory is consecutively going down over the period of time. Or let's say you want to talk about sales over a period of months, and you want to see, I want to highlight cells when the sales are going down one after the other for 4 consecutive months, for example, if you want to check that, right? So then you can do it with the help of, yes, visualizations are possible, but you can do it with the help of conditional formatting also. So I hope my that answers your question, Yashika, right? So any further questions? So I'll quickly start with some kind of interactions so that all of you get a flavor of what all you can do. Good morning, Jasmine. I hope you're doing well. And let me take up a small poll here right now. Let's see how many of you can answer these questions. So, my first question is going to be coming on this live session very soon. Uh, let's see how many of you can answer this. All right, here comes the question. Let's see how many of you can answer this question. Right. So, Jasmine, you can also request others in the group to join as well. I'd be more than happy to answer any question that they might have. Uh, so the answer to the poll, to the let's say let's wait for the responses, and then I'll give you the answer as well. So I'm talking about different categories that you might see in the formula bar. If you go to Microsoft Excel, so there are different categories. For example, statistical functions or engineering functions, or lookup and referencing functions. So I'm talking about those categories here. Right. Let me end the poll and let's see how many of you have answered this correctly. Yes, the correct answer is 12. So there are 12 categories of functions which are there in Microsoft Excel. And you can easily go to that formula bar to check out the different categories there. And all of them are useful. Some of them are more useful than the others, but we can always have a look at them as and when we want. We have trigonometric functions, we have statistical functions, we have engineering functions, we have lookup functions. There are different categories. So another question that I would like to have for all of you is, yes, Jasmine, I'll come back to your question about NPV. Just give me a few minutes after this call. So let me pull here once again. So my question is, what are the number of functions in Microsoft Excel? Let's say, how many of you can answer this question? Number of functions in Microsoft Excel. So, all right, let's see how many of you can answer this. So let me end this poll now. So the answer to this question is 450 plus. There are 450 plus functions in the latest versions of Microsoft Excel. Although with every version we have some additional functions coming up, but yes, we are still having these functions there, right? So, yes, Jasmine, I'll now come back to your question on NPV. So, NPV is basically a function which stands for net present value. So, basically, whenever we look forward to make any kind of investments, right, and we typically expect some returns in the future. So, these returns which come in the future will not have the same value right now or the same financial uh, valuation right now. So, for example, if you are earning 2 lakhs per month 5 years from now, right, that will have a lesser value right now because of time value of money. So time value of money suggests that because of inflation and other factors, what is going to come in the future will have a lesser value right now. That is the meaning of time value of money. So in case we are actually using this NPV, so NPV is useful whenever you want to discount future cash flows to the present value to the present times, so as to calculate what is the value of those cash flows. So those cash flows could be inflows or outflows. Inflows is if you're getting something in return, and outflow is, let's say, you are have to make let's say regular investments from time to time. So all those cash flows which are going to occur in the future, might be 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, will have to be discounted to the current times, and will have to be measured on those terms. So let's say there are 4 or 5 cash flows which are occurring in year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So they'll have to be discounted to the current rate to actually find out what is the current value of those cash flows. So based on whatever you get the present values of all the cash flows, you sum them up and you find out whether a particular investment is worth investing in not or not. So that is the function NPV, and that is where we use NPV. So whenever you have to make a decision on the basis of investments, and you want to find out whether a particular investment is good or bad, then you can make use of the NPV function. So that is a bit about the NPV function. I hope I've answered your question, Jasmine. Right. So right. So I'll have a further question for you as well, and all the audience who's present here right now. Uh, so let me put up another poll till the time we get more people and more people to engage with. So my next question is, so which function in Excel can be used to find find the and sum them up. So which function in Excel can be used to multiply multiple arrays and sum them up? So let me put out the answers here. This is my question. Let's see if we can answer this question. Right. Let me end this poll to see if you answered it correctly. All right. So the poll is, which function in Microsoft Excel can be used to multiply multiple arrays and add them up? So let's see how many of you can answer this question. Let me check out the answers. Yes, the answer is correct. That is sum product. So sum product is a function which can be used to multiply multiple arrays and add them up. I'll have another function, another question for all of you, just to see how much of it you are able to grasp and how much of it you know. Uh, so now I'll ask, instead of putting it up in the poll, I'll put it in the chat box itself directly. So without the options. So which tool in Microsoft Excel can be used to can be used as an alternative to the goal seek tool? Let's see how many of you can answer this question. Student Microsoft Excel can be used as an alternative to the goal seek tool. Let's see how many of you can answer this. At least give out some option answers so that we can have interaction around this. All right, let's see if you have answered this question. The chat box, this is to be answered in the chat box itself. Yes, Jasmine, you are correct. The answer is Excel Solver. So Excel Solver is a tool which can be used. There's one option in Excel Solver. Solver is actually it is an add-in for solving optimization problems, and there you have an option of value of option. You have maximization, minimization, and there are three options in Excel Solver. So you have value maximization, you have minimization, and you have value of. So in case you want to achieve a particular value, you can use either a goal seek tool or you can make use of a Excel solver tool as well. So both will give you the same set of results. Now let's talk about something relevant and important from a visualization perspective. These are the different charts and visualization tools in Excel. So let me put up a question here. So which me put it up as a poll now. Let's do a mix and match. So, which tool, which chart in Microsoft Excel can be used to highlight differences in planned versus achieved parameters? I'll give you some options here. So one option is, first option is going to be, all right, that is the first option. I'm going to give you the options. I'm going to open this poll for everybody present. So pie chart, okay, that's the poll. Let me frame it in. All right, so here comes the question. I want everyone present to try and answer this question. Let's see how many of you can get it right. All right. So let me end this poll to see if you have got it right. Yes, the correct answer is radar chart. So radar chart is a beautiful chart wherein you can actually highlight differences between what is being planned and what is to be achieved. Yes, we can highlight the same using line charts and histograms also to some extent. But a radar chart gives you much more visibility in terms of getting to know what are the difference and what can be the possible factors why there has been a difference between these things. So that is another important aspect that one want to touch upon. And another question that I have for all of you is, let me just directly put it in the chat box. So what function in Excel can be used to fetch the month names, fetch the month names from a given date in Microsoft Excel. Let's see how many of you can answer this. This is a direct question without any options. Let's see how many of you can do it. Any answers? No answers? Yes, the answer is text. It's the text function which can be used to get the month names. So if you give, this is the right answer, Jasmine, you are very right. So text A1 MMM will give you the first three letters of the month, former, where A1 is the parameter which has the date. This is a cell which has the date. And in case you want to get the complete name of the month, then you can use MMMM. So those are the different formats which are available. So another question that I have for all of you is, I'll see how many of you are actually following up with my videos, which I upload from time to time. So in my last question of the week tutorial, which I had posted a few days back, and I'm going to respond to that very soon as well. So I asked a very specific question that, let's say I want to display the units of measurement in front of the numerical values, and still I should be able to perform calculations on those numerical values. So which option in Excel we can use to do that? If anyone knows about it, please feel free to answer this question here. So I'll repeat. So I want to display the units, let's say kg, meter, centimeter, grams, whatever, centimeter cube, whatever other units, liters, whatever, right? And still, but I should still be able to perform mathematical calculations on those specific cells. So I want to display 2 liters, 3 liters, 5 liters, and I still should be able to add 2 liters plus 3 liters plus 5 liters should be equal to 10 liters. So which option in Excel can enable me to do this? To display the units in front of the values. Yes, Jasmine, or anybody else who's present there, if you can try and answer this question for me. So, which tool or which option in Microsoft Excel can be used to display these uh, units in front of the numerical values? All right. So if you just want to know the answer, although no one has been able to answer this question as of now. So we have these custom formats which are available and present in the formatting options. So in case you are looking at displaying these units, so we can easily use this custom formats option in the format section and display units in front of a specific column. Right. So, in case you want to answer this question of the week question right now itself, you can please go ahead and answer this question over there, and you might end up winning a gift voucher from Amazon. So that is the surprise gift that we have for all people who answer this question. All right. So let me put up another question here. Let me put up another question here. Whosoever is present and has got the answer for the question of the week, please try and go out and fill out the answer in the question of the week tutorial, the video that I uploaded a few days back. So another question I have for all of you is, my so which tool in Excel can be utilized used to perform simulations? This is my question. So which tool in Excel can be used to perform simulations? Anji, any answers? No answers. So let me respond to this question. The answer to this is data tables. There's an option of data table in under the what if analysis, which can be used to find out whether there are people who are going to this is a tool which can be used to perform any kind of simulations that you might have. Might be queuing theory simulations, service industry simulations. There are different kinds of simulations which are possible. Monte Carlo simulations. So there are different kinds of simulations which are possible, and that is the possible answer to this particular question. All right. Okay, let's have some more questions. And my next question is, so which function in Excel is useful in joining data present in two or more cells? This is my question, which I posted in the chat box. Please feel free to respond to this question. Let's see how many of you can answer this. Which function can be used here? This should be an easy one. Those of you who have been working in Excel and know about this. Let's see how many of you can answer this. Yes, Jasmine, your answer is correct. It is the concatenate function. There are two functions actually, concat and concatenate. Concatenate, both of them can be used to join multiple strings together. Not very useful, I would say, but yes, there are places where you can make use of it. For example, you want to join there are two cells which have the first name and the last name. You want to join them with the help of a space in between. So you can make use of the concatenate function. Let's say you have country codes, state codes, and numbers, phone numbers, landline numbers given in three different columns, and you want to join them together with country code, then city code, and number. Then you can again make use of the concatenate or the concat function. So both the functions concat as well as concatenate can be used in such a place, right? So that is another very good function that we have. Now there are multiple functions which are known as conditional functions. So let's see how many of you can answer this. So how many conditional functions can you just name quickly? So name four conditional functions. Name four conditional functions. Right? Let's see how many of you can answer this. Sum is not a conditional function. Sum if, average if, sum ifs. You can also put over here count if. I'll just put them down here. Count ifs, sum if, sum ifs, average if, average ifs. Those are six conditional functions which are there and very useful specifically for the purpose of generating any kind of reports where you have multiple columns or multiple variables from where you want to fetch data and you want to analyze that data. So that is these are the few functions. Then another question is which tool in Excel can be used to generate custom reports. Which tool in Excel can be used to generate custom reports? Yes, so the tool is pivot table. So pivot table is a beautiful tool where you can actually pick and drop columns to generate custom reports from time to time as per your needs and requirements. And you can perform different calculations. You can take the sum of sales. You can do the product of sales. You want to maximize, want to find the maximum sales over a period of 12 months. You want to find let's say the average sales. You want to draw charts on the basis of these reports, so there are pivot charts also which are available in this option. So that is another very beautiful option which can be used to see what kind of what they used to generate these custom reports from time to time. So that is another beautiful function that we have. Now, another question that I have for you is, so let's say I have some decimal numbers and I want to convert these decimal numbers to percentages. I repeat, I have some decimal numbers. I want to convert these decimal numbers to a percentage value. Let's say I have a value that says 0.523. I want to convert it to 52.3%. So, which tool or which option should I use? What are the different ways by which I can actually convert this from 0.523 to 52.3? Display the percentage along with it. Yes, let's see. Someone can answer this. Multiple ways by which I can convert these decimal values to percentages and display it on an Excel sheet. So I'll answer this question for all of you. So first method is you can actually multiply this simply by 100 and go to the custom format option again and display the percentage in front of it. That is one way of doing things, although not a very appropriate way. Yes, but still will serve the purpose. Another method by which we can actually do this thing is by making use of the percentage option in the Excel sheet, which you'll find in under on the home tab under the numbers group. Under the numbers group, next to the different formatting drop down that which is available. Just below that, you can actually convert any particular number to a percentage. That is something we can make use of. All right. So let's have a couple of more questions. So another question for you all is, so let's say there is an Excel sheet which contains values, numerical values in let's say lakhs, crores, and so on. And I want to display it as in the standard format. For example, if I want to display 10,000, there should be a comma after 10, and then you should have three zeros. So if I want to do that thing in Excel, which option in Excel can help me to display my data in that particular format? So let's say how many of you can answer this question in the chat box. My question, I'll repeat my question once again. So my question is, in case I'm looking at converting numerical values to the standard comma separated values. For example, I want to display 1 lakh. So 1 lakh can be displayed as 1 comma double zero and then comma and then another three zeros. So if I want to display my data in that particular format in Excel, which tool or which option in Excel should I make use of? So let's see how many of you can answer this question in the chat box. I think this should be really easy. I hope all of you have got my question correctly. All those who are present online right now. My question is how many and by which tool in Excel can we convert numerical values to standard formats? You know the answer, or should I tell you the answer? All right. So, in case you're not sure of the answer, let me give you the answer for this question also. So, if you go to the Excel sheet and just next to this, uh, in the format, the format option which is available under the numbers group on the home tab numbers group. So, just next to it, next to the percentage style which is there, you have uh, comma style as well, which can be used to insert commas on numerical values and display it on a specific row or a column or a specific cell also. So percentage style was useful in case you want to convert numbers to percentages, and this comma style is useful in case you want to convert numbers to comma separated values or a standard display the standard display formats which are available, right? uh, then you also have different methods of displaying or showing. Let me put up a poll for you. I think that should be better, so that you get some options there. I think that is a much better way of doing things. So which function in Excel can be used to convert 34.79 to 34? So this is my uh, question. Let me give you the options also. Let's see if we can answer this. Let me see. Yes, all of the above is the right answer in this particular case. So that is the beauty of Microsoft Excel. We can actually perform similar tasks using multiple options. So round down, if you use, I'll give you the solution to this question also. So round down into 34.79 comma minus 2. I think this, if you run this formula in Excel, you should be able to get it done using round down, floor 34.79 comma. If I want to convert it to 34, so I'll have to give the multiple as 1. This is also going to give me the same result. And if I simply use the int function on 34.79, I'll be able to get the result as 34. So that is actually the very beauty of doing using different methods of getting the same output using different function, different tools in Microsoft Excel. That is another important thing that you can make use of whenever you are working in Microsoft Excel. So all the three possible options are very much possible. So I think that is pretty much it for this particular session. Thank you so much for joining in, and I would love to have more and more interactions with all of you in the coming future. So I'll keep coming with these kind of questions and knowledge additions and learnings for all of you. And I would request everybody to pass on this information to everyone around those who wants to have a look at Microsoft Excel and wants to learn Excel or are facing some kind of questions or challenges in Microsoft Excel. So that is it, pretty much it. And thank you for joining in. As you might have noticed, we have recently reached 800 subscribers, all because of your love and support. And there are many things that is going to come up very soon and are there in the pipeline. And I will like all of you to actually pass on this, share this information with as many people as possible, and we'll keep this thing going. So we have different segments. We have tips and tricks. We have tutorials. We have shortcuts, which are going to be published very soon. So there are different kinds of shortcuts. There we have uh, you have this question of the week segment, which is there. I'm going to start with the Power BI segment very soon. I'm just building up my videos on that, and I'll be posting them on this channel in due course. And that's it from my side. Thank you once again, and let's keep this going. So we'll meet once again next month on second Sunday of the next month. Uh, I'll I'll post the time as well. It might be at 11 a.m. itself. Or I might have a different time also. So I'll keep everyone posted on that. So thank you so much once again, and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.